It's kind of wild when you think about it. AI is already everywhere. It's recommending your next binge watch, it's unlocking your phone with just a look, it's telling you the fastest way to get to work. But how does it actually work? Well, in this explainer, we're going to pull back the curtain.
Right? The answer to these little everyday mysteries is, of course, artificial intelligence. So let's get into it and break down what that really means. Here's the game plan. We'll start with the basics. What exactly is AI? Then we'll dig into the really cool part, how it learns. After that, we'll see it in action, face some of the big challenges it poses, and wrap up by asking what this all means for our future.
Okay, so let's dive right in. First things first, what exactly are we talking about when we say artificial intelligence?
At its core, AI is really all about building machines that can do things that would normally take a human brain. But, and this is the key difference, it's not just about a machine following a pre-written script. It's about that machine having the ability to learn, to adapt, and even to make decisions on its own.
Now, it's super important to understand that not all AI is the same. Almost everything we use today, from Siri on your phone to the most advanced medical scanners, is what's called narrow AI. It's an absolute genius at one specific task. But the idea of a general AI that can think like a human, or a super AI that could outthink us all, that stuff is still firmly in the realm of science fiction. For now, anyway.
So how in the world do you go from a basic computer program to a system that feels intelligent? What's the secret sauce here?
Well, that secret sauce is a fascinating field called machine learning. You can think of it as the engine that powers pretty much all modern AI. It gives these systems the amazing ability to learn from data, to spot patterns, and just get smarter over time, all without a person having to program every single little step. And there are three main ways this engine works.
The first and most common method is something called supervised learning. The best way to think about this is like studying with flashcards. You've got the question on one side, and you've already got the correct answer on the back.
The key phrase here is labeled data. Basically, the AI gets fed a massive data set where the right answer is already provided for every single example. It just churns through all of it, learning the relationship between the question and the answer. And that's how it gets so good at making accurate predictions when it sees brand new information for the first time.
Okay, next up is unsupervised learning. Now for this one, imagine someone asks you to organize a really cluttered room, but they give you zero instructions. It's up to you to figure out for yourself what things belong together.
So in this scenario, the AI basically becomes a detective. It gets a huge pile of data with no labels, no answers, and it has to uncover the hidden structures all on its own. This is perfect for things like finding natural groupings of customers for a marketing campaign or spotting a weird financial transaction that might be fraud.
And finally, we have reinforcement learning. Honestly, the best analogy here is teaching a pet a new trick. You give it a reward for doing the right thing, and, well, maybe not so much for doing the wrong thing.
This method is all about trial and error. An AI agent explores some kind of environment, learning from a system of rewards and penalties. After millions, sometimes even billions of attempts, it figures out the absolute best strategy to win. This is exactly how AI mastered incredibly complex games like chess and Go, even making moves that human grandmasters had never even thought of.
So, we have all these cool ways an AI can learn. But how does it all come together in the real world? Let's take a peek under the hood of an autonomous robot, something like a self-driving car, and find out.
First off, the car has to see. So it uses these amazing laser sensors to build a live 3D map of everything around it. And at the exact same time, its cameras are using computer vision to identify every object in that map. Other cars, people, traffic signs, you name it.
Then the car's brain has to think. It's instantly calculating the safest, most efficient route. But it's also doing something else incredible. It's constantly building a map of its immediate environment while also tracking its own exact location inside that map, sometimes down to the centimeter.
And finally, the system has to act. You can think of this part like the car's nervous system. Just like a driver makes constant tiny adjustments to the wheel and pedals, a control system is making sure every single action, steering, accelerating, braking, is done smoothly and precisely, reacting in just milliseconds to any new information.
Now, as AI gets more and more powerful and woven deeper into our society, it also brings up some really serious ethical and social challenges, and these are things we absolutely need to be talking about.
Yeah, this is the tightrope we're all walking. If an AI learns from human data that's biased, it's just going to repeat and even amplify those biases. And what about data privacy, when these systems need massive amounts of our information to work? And of course, the big question, as AI automates more tasks, what happens to people's jobs? These aren't just tech problems, you know? They're fundamental questions for our whole society.
But even with these very real challenges, AI also has this immense potential to help us solve some of the world's most difficult problems, if we can just steer it in the right direction.
The potential for good here is just incredible. I mean, imagine an AI helping doctors spot diseases years earlier than any human could, or creating super accurate models to help us predict and fight climate change. It has the power to make education truly personal for every student, and to make disaster relief faster and more effective.
So ultimately, the future of AI really isn't about what the technology can do. It's about what we, as people, choose to do with it. The values that we decide to build into these systems, the rules we create for them, and the problems we ask them to solve. That's the conversation that's going to define our future. Thanks for watching.